Okay, Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Well, nobody here yet, but Assalamu alaikum, anyway. Okay, kids in the background. Alrighty then. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Eid Mubarak. Hope you're all well. We do have some people. Excellent. Assalamu alaikum, Parrot Boy. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the Eid. Eid Mubarak. And I hope you had an excellent Ramadan. And Perhani Tuku. I don't know that name, but it's the first time I'm seeing you here, actually. And we have Iron Man, of course. Assalamu alaikum, Iron Man. Eid Mubarak. Kul aam wa antum bikhair. Hope you're well. You and the family and everybody. And we have the perfect da'wah. Assalamu alaikum. Perfect da'wah. Eid Mubarak. And yes, thank you. Good to see me back as well. Huh? It was just a break from Ramadan. Excellent. And that's it. I don't think I have anybody else in the comments. So yeah, I'm just thought I'd just pop on and give my best wishes to everybody. Eid Mubarak to all of you, and inshallah hope that as we know that Ramadan and the fasting, at least not just Ramadan but the fasting in general, is supposed to help us to gain taqwa. So I hope that inshallah we've all managed to have an increase in taqwa through this Ramadan, through this month of fasting, and I pray that we were able to maintain that taqwa until next Ramadan, and then inshallah we can have a further increase in taqwa, if we haven't been able to increase before then. So I just thought I'd come on and say that. What do I have lined up? Let's see. So there was somebody on Reddit who wanted to have a one-on-one discussion with me regarding the whole idea of Quran alone and whether it's viable or not. And of course, I think he knows that I'm not Quran alone, but I will argue for that because it is an absolutely acceptable position to completely ignore all hadiths, all narrations, all history, and just have the Quran alone. Those who say that the Quran alone by itself, you cannot be a Muslim, cannot be guided. It's just the most outrageous thing there is. That God sends the Quran and it's not enough for salvation. That can't be. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I might be having a discussion on this channel with somebody like that. I'm still hopefully next week on Sunday. Wow, it's already Wednesday, so just a few more days will be the last time I go onto Aaron Ra's channel for his series of Quranic lessons for the infidel. So I went there. I was on there last Sunday, and I think 2 weeks before that. I'm not sure, but sorry about that. Hopefully, they'll be finished by it next this coming Sunday. Should finish that. So it's the rest of Surah At-Tawbah, Surah 9, and they've got Surah An-Nasr as the last surah, which is of course wrong, but they're following just a list which is online, which isn't critically evaluated regarding the surah. So they have the surah order, especially the surah orders at the end, all completely wrong. Because there was influence in that, by the way. The history behind that is the Prophet ﷺ, he said that after the conquest of Mecca, that there's no more hijrah, and there's no more immigration. And so, of course, that means and he said that now my companions are set, and the rest of the people are different. So there's a barrier now between me, my companions, and the rest of the people. And he based that on the surah of the Quran, right? So from Surah An-Nasr itself. So it says, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. So when the Nasr of Allah and the Fath comes, and that Fath was of course the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. So when that comes, then you will see the Nas entering the deen of Allah. So by that, the Prophet made the distinction between those who were the Muhajirun and Ansar. Up to that point, anybody who joined him, they were part of that circle, that more elite circle of Muhajirun and Ansar. But after Hudaybiyah, he said that has been closed. I mean, the surah says now anybody who enters the deen is called of a Nas, basically. And of course, later on, after the conquest of Mecca, Quraysh did not like that. A lot of the tulaqa, the people, the elders, the leaders, the sheikhs of Quraysh, he told them to stay in. He basically told them to stay in Mecca, but they said no, we're going to emigrate to Medina because they wanted to be close to the echelons of power. That's how they saw things. They were just hypocrites. And so later on, of course, they did not want this idea that they were not muhajirun. They wanted to be considered muhajirun. So that's what led to a lot of the mix-up in the later surahs about how they are, about the surah orders. So they put the surah order you'll find very commonly is that you have surah 48, which is surah the one about al-Fath, which is about Hudaybiyah. So they put that there as if to say that the real Fath is the Fath of Mecca. And even the early companions of Muhammad, they used to speak against this. They used to say to the people after them, you guys consider the Fath to be the Fath of Mecca, but the real Fath, according to us, the companions of Muhammad, was the Fath of Hudaybiyah. But anyway, so the surah order typically has it. The traditional Quraysh-inspired surah order has it that surah 48 happens, and that's around the time of the conquest of Mecca, which is not true. That's Hudaybiyah, definitely. Even the tafsir says Hudaybiyah, but anyway, they put it. If you think of the surah order as a timeline, then they're put in surah Fath like 4 surahs before the end. That's like trying to say that Fath is the Fath of Mecca. So you've got Surah 48. After Surah 48, you have, I think, in the Surah order, you have Surah 5, which is the last Surah revealed. Then after Surah 5, they put Surah 9, okay, and then Surah, the last Surah they say is Surah Al-Nasr. In which they tried, by that way, they're basically saying that anybody who comes into Islam afterwards, they're part of the Nas, and Quraysh are still part of the Muhajirun and Ansar. And also by putting Surah 9, the one before the last, they get to say that everything else is abrogated. Surah 9, which they call the sword verse, the sword surah, has a sword verse and all that. They say completely nonsense. And by the way, if anybody is keeping up with my attempt at contribution on the Aaron Ra stream, I've got some posts on Reddit. I mean, right now they're just thought dumps. To be honest, I need to re-edit them and put them properly because they're just from my Evernote. I just dumped them onto Reddit. But you can see my what I've been saying regarding the beginning of Surah 9. And I really wanted to focus when I was on that stream to focus on Surah 9, the first 6 or 7 verses, because that's where they say there is the sword verse, which does everybody, which basically says you can fight and warn everybody. And then I also wanted to speak about verse 29, which is the other verse, which they call the sword verse. The traditional tafsirs and stuff, they don't really mention. They don't really narrow down what they call the sword verse. They just say ayat as-sayf, and nobody is actually clear on what is ayat as-sayf. Is it verse 9:5 or 9:29? And I see it because it was used in both ways. So when the Arabs were became a conquering empire, when they wanted to get people to go and fight against the Europeans who were Christian, they would use 9:29, and that would be the sword verse. And when they wanted to get people fighting, against, the Hindus and other people, they would use 9:5 because they'd say that's about the mushrikeen anyway. I'm sort of just speaking on. Are we going to have a debate discussion today with Sunni guy? No, no, no. It's just somebody. I don't know. It's somebody. I don't know how it developed. Somebody was discussing something um, with people on Reddit, and somebody tagged me saying, "Hey, could you have a discussion with this guy? He wants to speak one on one on Discord, but where I am, Discord is blocked." So I said, "Look, I can't speak on Discord, but this person is more than welcome to come on my channel, and we can have a discussion there." Actually, we just had a I sent him a message because I sent him my email to organize it, but he never got back to me. And so I asked him, "Hey, do you still want to do this?" And he said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know you had a channel, so I'm actually just watching some of your videos and looking at some of your comments, which is good." He's sort of doing the background research sort of thing, which should make the discussion much smoother, since not much would need to be repeated. Yes, Assalamu alaikum, perfect dawah, and Eid Mubarak again. Yeah, so that's what I have in store. Those things. Now, there's one other thing that I've already actually sort of been scheduled. Let me just double check the time. So the person who helps, he's a producer on Aaron Ra. While I was having discussion, I think it was last week. One of the ex-Muslims there, his name is Mubarak, young guy, Saudi. Um, but of course, he lives in the US now, I think. And, we were discussing certain things which were sort of going off the topic. And I just said to him, "Look, if you want, we can discuss these things separately," because it was about things about history and stuff. And he said, "Yeah, I would love to." So we're organizing it on on and the guy, his name's Peter, the the producer on the Aaron Ra's YouTube channel. So it's going to be on that guy's channel. It's called Gonna Go For It. YouTube channel is called Gonna Go For It, and I'm going to be on that at, when is it, on Friday? Friday at, let me see, what time is it? I'm just going to find the time for you. I mean, I'll post about it, hopefully. Um, yeah, so it's going to be on Central Time, CDT, at 1 p.m. Okay, so CDT, 1 p.m. On Friday. I'm going to be on that channel, having a talk with this guy and with that ex-Muslim. Let me see if I can pull up the channel for you now and put it in the chat if anybody wants to have a look at it. Sorry about the rumble in the background. That's the washing machine. There it is. So let me put this in the chat. So that's the channel I'm going to be on Friday. Okay, so that's the two things scheduled up. I do want to have one more, just to complete at least the numbered 52 for the Quranic caravan of Quranic contemplation. So I'm gonna continue with that series. It's just not going to be as regular as it was in terms of once a week. I'll probably have it once every 3 weeks or once a month. But yeah, I do want to keep that. Other than that, not much else to say. Doesn't look like there's anybody who wants to come on. I mean, I've got if anybody wants to come on and join me, I've got the link is pinned, should be pinned. into the comments section. If nobody wants to come on, I'll probably end the stream at 20 minutes. It really was just to get on and wish everybody Eid Mubarak and just to catch up on a few things. Let's see, who else do we have in the chat? Yeah, okay. Doesn't look like there's much. So, what else? Some people have been messaging and asking, how can they get more from Hassan al-Maliki's, some more of his material? And one thing I've been advising people to do if they want, they could actually go. Let me actually share the screen with his website, and let's see if I can actually get and do what I advise others to do. If it'll work. See Chrome tab. Okay, so this is his website. Of course, it's not done by him. It's not really managed by him, but a few other people are managing it. And he's got, if you go over here, the booth, the research papers that he's got, these are the books, 14 books, research papers. And then you've got a lot of other things over here, which are articles, all articles and small books. You can see he's got a huge art. This 1,198 are collected tweets. So he has a lot of threads on Twitter, and these are them basically collected together. Let me see. So there's a way that Google allows you can translate a website for you. More tools, extensions. How do you do it? How do you translate? There's a way to get Google to translate a website for you. Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. Translate. The page. Chrome. There we go. How to translate a web page in Google Chrome. Let's see. Okay, so open Google Chrome. Is now a page that's written in the foreign language. As soon as the page finishes opening, you should see a pop-up near the top asking translate this. Yes, but when you say you don't want to, it goes away. You can also click options to customize how Chrome works, such as always translating. About asking if you find Chrome as identified. Click on the three dots, settings, advanced, and click languages. Yeah, so you can use that. Now, I'll just put this link into the chat. Anybody's interested in using it, they can. Let me see if I can get to it myself. So settings, advanced, languages. Spell check, languages, English. Let me see if I can just say translate language. Okay, my one looks like it's enabled, but for some reason it doesn't do it. Offer to translate pages in this language. Let's add Arabic. Add offer to translate pages in this language. Let's do that. Okay, let's see if we refresh this now. Will it work? I don't know. But anyway, let's try the English section, which is woefully low. All it has when barbarism is a judge of scientific thought. And so you have this. Okay, general statement of claim. And so you have this little article that's translated, and then you can try and have a read of that. You can download it. All right, okay. Let me stop sharing that. All right, so yeah, if anybody, I mean, there's probably a better plugin or extension that you could add to any browser which you're using, which will translate a web page for you. So you could use that to translate this page. I mean, I'll think around more with it and see exactly how to do it. But you know, my laptop is a bit funny sometimes, so I don't know why it doesn't offer to translate. Maybe I need to restart the computer or restart the browser. I'm not sure, but usually there would be a pop-up if you're just on if you've never dismissed the request to translate Arabic, then you should see a pop-up when you go to his website, you know, an offer from Google Chrome to translate the website, and then you can just do that and see how that works. Yeah, and see if it will translate it for you. All right, look, I think I'll end the stream there. Again, I just want to. There's a question here. قرأت كتب سامي العامري. I'm not sure. Yes, I speak Arabic. Sami al-Amiri. Now, I've heard. I don't make this. I don't want to. I remember seeing somebody who had basically, because I like the name rings a bell, Sami al-Amiri. I think there was somebody who was called like Sami or a name like that, who I came across some of his articles, some of his books online, and they were basically plagiarizing Hassan al-Maliki. It was literally word for word plagiarism. And I sent it to his son, so Hassan al-Maliki's son, Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr Hassan al-Maliki. I sent to him a message saying, "Hey, do you know who this person is?" Because he seems to have basically just taken your father's work and put his name on it. But I don't know if that's the same person. I'm assuming it's not. There was somebody else like that. I remember that. But no, I haven't read Sami al-Amiri's work. Can you tell me something about him? Abdu B. Let's see if I can search him very quickly. Sami al-Amiri, right? Sami al-Amiri. Sami al-Amiri. So he's a comparative religion specialist. He's on Twitter. I'll have a look at him. Interested in building bridges. He's Tunisian. What book does he have? Let's see his Wikipedia page. Looks like he's got a lot of books. البشارة بالنبي الإسلام الحجاب شريعة الله في الإسلام براهين النبوة الإعلامية طاعون العصر طاعون العصر. Alright, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. I'll look him up. Okay. Alright, guys. Jazakumullah khair. There seems to be quite a few people on now, 11 people. But since doesn't look like anybody wants to come on, and I don't have anything in the chats, just wish you again all Eid Mubarak, all the best, and inshallah may the taqwa that you've gained this Ramadan stay with you until next Ramadan. Yalla, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.